The story begins in a deserted cabin deep in the woods, where our protagonist, a private investigator, has retreated to escape the stresses of his job. He is a deeply introverted man, preferring to keep to himself and avoid social interaction whenever possible. But despite his desire to be alone, he is plagued by feelings of inadequacy and a lack of courage. As he sits in the cabin, he receives a call from an old acquaintance, a bodyguard named Jack. Jack is a rough around the edges kind of guy, and he's a bit of a hoarder. His house is filled with clutter, and it seems like he has a hard time letting go of anything. Despite this, he has a heart of gold and cares deeply for those around him. Jack tells our protagonist that a dangerous criminal has escaped from prison, and he needs his help to track him down. The criminal, a master of manipulation, is believed to be hiding out in the woods nearby. Jack's client, an influential businessman, was one of the key witnesses in the criminal's trial, and Jack believes that the criminal might be after him. Our protagonist is hesitant at first, but Jack's persistent, and he knows deep down that he needs to do something to regain his courage. He agrees to help, and the two of them set off into the woods together. The search for the criminal is a tense one, with many false leads and obstacles to overcome. Along the way, our protagonist and Jack come across a number of shady characters who claim to know the whereabouts of the criminal, but their information proves to be unreliable. As they get closer to their quarry, the story begins to unfold in a non-linear fashion, with flashbacks and flash-forwards, showing the key events that led up to the criminal's escape. The twist is revealed that the key witnesses and other characters were all in on the escape plan, and were manipulating the pie and the bodyguard all along. Finally, they track down the criminal in an abandoned mine, and a violent confrontation ensues. Our protagonist is outnumbered and outgunned, but he finds the courage he needs to stand up for what is right and fights for his and Jack's lives. In the end, the criminal is apprehended and justice is served. But even more importantly, our protagonist has finally found the courage he needs to face his fears and live his life to the fullest.